Hi, would you like to have a great career in your job or a great career in your industry? My name is Rino A. I've been working for development industry since 1995, so it's more than 30 years. And more than 50 years ago, I've started to do my job as facilitator. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can make a great career by mastering the skill of facilitation, especially group discussion, facilitating a group discussion, for example, facilitating seminars or workshops. So if we are talking about making a great career, what does it mean actually? Making a great career means if you look at your working environment, those people who are making a great career, they have a management position or a leadership position. So a great career or making a career means that you are uh, being in the leadership position. So if from my experience as well as my knowledge, those people who are at the top level management, they use 15% of their skill is technical skills, but 85% is actually skill about people. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can develop your skill about people, skill of leadership, so that you can, through that skill, you can make a great career. Now, if we ask questions, what is the quality of a leader in this case? So I at least have, I propose there are three qualities of leaders, especially in the organization. So the first one is, if you talk about career, it means that career is, leadership. So leadership. So there are at least three qualities. You might have more than three, but I see that this is actually the three qualities that a leader should have, besides other technical capacity. The first one is people skill. People skill. This is the first quality. The second quality is flexibility. Flexibility. And the third quality a leader should have is to be able to manage conflict. So conflict management. Now, this is actually the point. If you are mastering the skill of facilitation, in facilitating, these are the three skills that actually you must have in order to be able to facilitate a group discussions or workshops or even seminars. So this is actually through facilitation you can master these three skills. I have been doing facilitation for more than 15 years, and through that observation and experience, I have developed 6 video modules, which in the modules also tells you all the exercises that you can do in order to master the skill of facilitation. So I would suggest you to get this module. The 6 modules consist of, first of all, if you are able to do these 6 steps and you practice the steps so that it will become instinctive for you, then you already master at least the basic skills of facilitation and you are ready actually to facilitate any group discussion. The first one is that how to get people's attention in 3 seconds. So this is the first module, how to get people's attention in 3 seconds. The second module is how you can become the person of trust. So in facilitating, you have to make the participants in this case trust you. So I also elaborate more in the module how you can become the person of trust and what are the steps you can practice so that you will be instinctively doing that. The third one is that how to make people do what you want. So it's very important. If a facilitator that the participants do not want to do what you want, it would be difficult for you to steer and lead and manage the group discussion. The fourth one is that how to use questions. It's very important. Questions. Questions are, let's say, the driving force of a facilitator. So if you were to drive a group discussion, to drive the discussion, you don't tell them what to do, but you ask questions so that they will go to the direction that you want to go. So in the modules, I'll also elaborate how to use questions in order to steer and lead facilitation. The next one, number 5, is how can you use facilitation for leadership? So this is very important. So you can see that through that you will know that you do your daily tasks, that you use the tools or the instruments of facilitation. You can improve your skill to lead. And the last one, number 6, is that how you can be skillful in conflict management. So if you are facilitating a group discussion, you will always face conflicts, differences, different opinions. These are conflicts. Now, I just want to share a little bit about these steps. For example, how did you get trust from participants? So at the beginning, it was difficult for me to get trust from participants, and it was difficult for me to drive the discussion. Yeah? So I learned that if you want people to trust you, you have to, to make them trust you. So I practice that every time. I practice through my interaction with individuals. Every time I meet people, I meet strangers. What I did was that I'm practicing that as a good listener. So I listen to them. I ask questions. I let them talk. I let them finish talking, and not interrupting them. I learned that and make that as a habit. So when you let people talk, you let people know that they are important, then they are willingly telling you all their stories, which means that they trust you because they don't know you, but they are telling you their stories. This is the same case if you are facilitating a group discussions. You let the participants tell their stories so that they gain trust, so they trust you. Now, the next thing that I would like to share, is that how do you make people do what you want? Now, for me it was really difficult. I don't know how to steer the discussion. They are just discussing among themselves. There's no attention, and then you have to learn that I was learning how to make people do what you want. So in a group facilitation, what do you actually want? What you want is that people to contribute, to give input to the discussion. So how do I do that? I find out what they want, and by finding out what they want, you can tell them to do in order to get what they want. So I also practice that in my individual interactions with people, that I usually, again, I ask questions, what interests them, what do they want, and I let them talk about themselves. People like to talk about themselves. Once you know that, and then they talk about themselves, and then you know that what they want, and this is exactly in the group discussions in facilitation. You ask questions about, for example, their background, what they are doing, and from there you will know that their interest and what do they want. The next one is that how do you use facilitation to improve your leadership? So in facilitation, you can practice, first of all, before you are doing that, you can practice in your interactions with people. For example, when you meet people on the street, you smile, and then you ask questions, you give them compliments. For example, let's say, hey, you've got a great hair, or you've got a nice shirt. You find something that you can praise, and that's one thing. The second thing is that you have to listen to them. Listen to them and find out what they want. So, and then the next one is that don't interrupt, don't have a different opinion with them, but you can ask questions, and then through that questions, you know that you can already say what you think through asking questions. But again, so these are the three examples that I will elaborate in the module. But in the module, it's more concrete that I'm also elaborating the steps that you can take in order to develop for you a habit, a habit where when you are starting to facilitate, or you stand in front of a group of audience or a group of participants, when you are going to facilitate a group discussions, then you know already what are the steps that you have to do in order to become a good facilitator. So I would suggest get the modules if you would like, if you like, get the modules and be a good facilitator. Then automatically developing a career is only a matter of time. Then you will already, if you practice that, then people will see you that you are actually worth it to be their leader, and they give you trust, and they also give you authority, so that in making a great career, this is actually the quality you need.